Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. I know it's been a while. We apologize. It's been, we said we were going to come back 3 days or, the day after the Super Bowl. It's been a while. We've been busy afterwards. I went to Washington. I was there for the whole Super Bowl. I got back. Life gets busy. So, apologies. But, as always, I'm one of your hosts on this show, MattyBets, joined by Big Al Bettor. Big Al, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great, Matt. Doing great. Good to be back. Making our final recap video for the whole season. We're gonna do go. We'll briefly just recap how our Super Bowl bets went, and then I've gone through all the bets from the whole season, every bet. I did every single bet from every video. I did not do the bets, the picks we gave out on the live streams because those are just kind of meant to be for fun. So I was like, we don't need to include those in our total tally at the end of the year.
No, that's a great point too. Like a lot of those were like plus 30,000, plus 40,000, all the way up to like plus 230,000. So those were
Correct.
definitely just more for fun. So yeah, I'm glad that you didn't enter those in. I don't think we hit on a single one. So but like you said, it's for fun. It wasn't meant to be like, hey, this big get rich quick scheme or anything like that. We've never vied to be something like that on this channel.
Right. Correct.
We're a gambling channel. We want to be professional. We want to like get to that level where we're on par and on pace with every other professional gambler out there. So, and professional sports bettor. So, but without
Absolutely.
further ado, we haven't talked about the Super Bowl at all. So, quick thoughts, Al. I know it's been a while. I mean, most of you guys that you guys watch the Super Bowl, you guys have already watched your favorite people talk about it. I mean, it was a big deal for a while there, probably the week afterwards. So, just we'll hit it really quick before we jump into like the season recap.
What I'll say is, we both were on the Eagles plus the 1.5. We were both on the over. And the cool thing about this channel is you can go back and look at that video, and you'll see that we're not making it up as we went. Like we actually were on both the over, and we were both on the Eagles. So we cashed both of those tickets. That was really nice. Unfortunately, on our four pick parlays, you went 2 of 4. I went 1 of 4. Saquon was under. Saquon's under, cash it. I was super confident in that one. AJ, I expect to have a big game. He didn't get to 71.5. Kelsey was kind of quiet for the entire game. And then Goddard had 2 catches instead of the 4, which was an anomaly. And that was one of the picks I loved a lot. You had AJ for 5.5 catches. I think he ended with 4. Xavier Worthy had for 50 receptions. Obviously, had that big bomb at the end of the game, so that obviously would have got him over just without any other catches. Kareem Hunt 50 rushing yards. They barely ran the ball, the Chiefs. And then you had Jalen for 2 touchdowns, which he did get that. So as far as touchdown scores, Matt, you actually cleaned up pretty nice. You missed on Kareem Hunt and Saquon for 2, but you hit on Xavier Worthy, you hit on AJ Brown, and you hit on D Hop. And
Yep.
D Hop was plus 500, so that's a really nice one. I had Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelsey, Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts. The only one that cashed was Jalen Hurts. Saquon did not get in the end zone. So, yeah, so not as good of a day betting for me, but like I said, my biggest bets are always on the over under and spread for the game, and those both cashed. So, overall, solid Super Bowl. It was a fun game to watch. I was happy that the Eagles kept the Chiefs from three-peating, and we may be looking at an Eagle repeat next season.
Quite possibly, we'll see. Like, let's not jump the or what lead the cart or lead the horse before the cart or lead the cart before the horse, something like that. The saying goes something similar to that. But no, like you said though, it was a great game to watch. If you were a Chiefs fan, you hated how that game started. It started out where the Chiefs just couldn't do anything. They couldn't run the ball, couldn't really throw the ball. They couldn't even get first downs. Like it was just rough. Like they obviously didn't study the Eagles defense well enough to know that this is one of the top defenses in the league and that's why they're where they are. And when they play
Mm-hmm.
against, mediocre run defenses, they normally gash them. Like we talked about in our video too. Hats off to us by the way. The whole, on the Eagles, on the over. Love the fact that we hit on both those. We were both very very what we were up on a hill, if you will, like taking a stand for it. We were like, no, this is gonna happen. Like we were both very confident about it, and it hit. So shout out to both of us for that. Also, we talked about the Chiefs' defense being a top run defense right behind the Packers, and we saw what Saquon was able to do against the Packers, which was not much until the end of the game. So
Mm-hmm.
just it kind of just I don't know. I don't want to brag too much about like football and us betting and stuff like that, but the way that you saw the whole entire season go, and then to be able to take all of that for both of us and throw that into how we bet too, and it all comes true. That just
Mm-hmm.
shows a little bit of maturity with us, and also just the credibility that we have, in my opinion, to be on this channel and be giving out picks, with freely and being like, hey, no, we're confident in this and this is how we feel. And I'm just super excited for next season. Like, we couldn't have ended the season better with how we thought the game was going to go. Where Saquon's
Oh,
going to get
absolutely.
bottlenecked. He's not going to be able to do too much. We both didn't think that the Chiefs would run the ball that much or be able to, but like my whole entire thinking with Kareem Hunt getting 50 yards was all he needs is a couple 10-yard runs. And I thought that the Chiefs would come out swinging and throwing the ball a ton and passing. And that just never happened because they were still really set on running the ball, and they just lost down after down because they're like, okay, let's give it to Kareem Hunt and Pacheco, one apiece, and then now it's third down and 8, and they don't convert, and now they're punting. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I was expecting a little bit different of an outcome for the game itself. Like, I knew that the Eagles would win that game most likely. We were both high on the Eagles. We were both high on the over, so we thought there was going to be a lot of points. I did think it would be more competitive. And if it was more
Correct.
competitive, I do think Kareem Hunt gets that 50. I think we both cash on our 4 picks. I mean, it should have been a plunder, if you will, on the sports books, but sadly it wasn't. But still, like you said, fun game to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's all I got to say about that. Do you want to? In our Super Bowl video, we did say we were going to be doing $100 giveaway to somebody from the channel because of how good the season was for us, and just as a thank you to the fans. So we're giving $100 away to one lucky person that commented, liked, and subscribed. Matt, do you want to go ahead and tell the fine people
Yeah,
who's winning the $100?
we didn't. I don't even know. You can correct me if I'm wrong here. I think we only got one comment on that video.
We only got one comment,
We only
surprisingly,
got one.
and I led that video telling about the giveaway too. It's not like I hid that at the back.
No, and that was the thing that we talked about before we even recorded too. We were like, "Hey, we're gonna jump into this video. We're gonna make sure that this is like one of the first things that we talk about. We'll do our intro,
Yep.
then it's the giveaway. Just like we get 20 to 40 views on all of our videos. It seems like so. We just wanted to make sure it was at the forefront, so people that did watch it, something weird happened with the YouTube algo or something like that because our last two videos of the season didn't get like any traction at all. It was at like 15 and 20 views. So, I guess uh, reverse shout out to YouTube. Like, fix your algorithm. Like, we have people that want to watch our show and, maybe pump it out there a little bit more. But that'll be next season. That'll be hockey. That'll be not baseball, but basketball
Basketball.
too.
Yep.
So, but the one lucky winner though is the only guy that commented. You know who you are. You've been here pretty much, in my opinion, all year.
Shout out.
Your comment was great too. You were talking about the whole season. It's been fun. Like you just started gambling. It's awesome that you were able to like hang out with us, win some money, and you wanted to end it off strong. We didn't really end the year as strong as we wanted to, but we had a chance there. But we're giving the $100 winner is Cooper Tolbert 4408. YouTube's is messed up because we can't even direct message you. So leave a comment on this video if you're watching it with either your Cash App or Venmo, whichever one's easier to Venmo or Cash App you that $100. But yeah, you're the winner on this video for the season. Next year, we're hoping that we can grow the channel immensely and 5, 6, 7 times it and be able to give away have 5 giveaway winners or maybe 10 or 20. Like
Sure.
we want to be able to do this and hopefully up the money a little bit too. So this is just like Alan was saying, like this is our thanks to you guys for being here and letting our first season be like a big success in our opinions. We're at 95 subscribers and the goal for the year was 100. So
Hmm.
it was really good. And like a season isn't a year. It's only like what 6 months, 5 6 months. So
Yeah.
it's really good, and it's kind of humbling to us to be like, hey, we actually got a lot of views this year. Like our channel's up to like 25,000 views or something like that, or maybe it's even higher than that. But it's just
I think it's right around 25,000. Yeah.
it's just a lot of views that we got to kind of look back on and be like, okay, cool, let's build on this now for basketball, for hockey, and then right back into football off season, the preseason, and then right back into the regular season. So excited about
And
that.
that's also with only one. Like we didn't get any. There was no viral moments. There's nothing that went crazy like with the channel. Like we had a couple shorts. I think we had two or three that got over 1,000 views, and then we had one video get over 100 views.
Yep, we had one video get over 100 views, and I clickbaited the crap out of that. And that's the only reason why, because it was a plus
Sure.
200,000 odds bet.
So
So
to go from complete unknowns to having 95 subs in the first year of giving out picks as just two random dudes online, I think that's a good season for us.
and it's a good
Something to build
like
on.
it's a good NFL season too, because like you just said, our first year, we still have two more major sports to do.
Hmm.
So at the end of those two sports, we'll see where we're at. We'll evaluate again, like we did at the end of this season too. We'll do an
Hmm.
evaluation, see where we're at, see where we can build on, and try to just turn this thing into the next big thing where we're getting tons of people to come and show up, and not just 20 views for a video, which we're still happy about. Like it's still more than we honestly thought that we would get starting out. We didn't think
Absolutely.
we'd get
Well,
anybody.
enough waxing about us. That's not why people are here. They're here for the recap on the season. They want the numbers. They want the percentages. They
I
want to
do
know if
too,
we're
because I don't
successful.
know him. I haven't heard him. You
Yeah,
haven't
that's
told
true.
me
You
you've been
don't.
a
I
you've
know.
been
I've
a
been
locked
keeping that
vault,
close to the vest, baby. Close to the
and
vest.
it's been a
Okay,
long
we're
time.
gonna just hop. We're just gonna hop right into this, right? Got my trusty little notebook. I got everything written down. So we're gonna start with our locks of the week for the season. We went 55.5%. Okay, we gave out 54 locks of the week. That's 3 picks per week for 18 straight weeks. We went 30 of 54. So not bad. That's the two minds coming together. We were profitable, 55.5%. You're making money if you're at 55.5%. Next, we're going to move on to the 5 teams. I added all those together. So with the locks of the week, we each gave out 5 teams, right?
Yeah.
Would it surprise you, Matt, if you would have just bet your 5 teams and I would have just bet my 5 teams, we would have been more profitable than the locks of the week?
Wait, really?
Would that surprise you?
That would.
You went 56.6% when you add all 5 of your teams together.
56?
56.6. So 1%, 1.1% better
There we go.
than you're 55 and a half. Now, when we flip to my side of the ledger, oh, and for instance, that's 90 picks
Yeah.
on the season because you gave 5 for 18 weeks and you got 51 of 90.
51 of 90. Okay.
Yep, 56.6%. Then we flip over to my side of the ledger, Matt.
There we go. You got a big smile on your face.
63.3%.
Lord.
I went 57 of 90. So that's a darn good season if you were just betting on old Al, and that's, we were doing over unders and spreads for those. So
Yeah.
anyway, so the 5 teams, we're gonna have to look into something potentially in the off season. Maybe we change something up. I don't know. The locks of the week, I love them, but yeah, we went actually better with our 5 teams than we did with the locks of the week. So that's pretty cool. Next, we'll move over to our 4 pick parlay wins. So
Oh
for all
Lord.
you guys out there on the season, for each primetime game, we gave out a 4 pick parlay. For each Thanksgiving game, we gave a 4 pick parlay. For any Saturday games, 4 pick parlays, and then for Christmas and then it was Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. So for those, we made a total of 54 on the season. Once again, that's averages 3 per week for 18 weeks. And this is just for regular season. I got a separate page for the
Yeah.
playoffs. So, Matt, you hit on 7 of them,
7 of
which
54.
isn't bad. 7 of 54. So those odds aren't good, right? But they're 4 pick parlays. You're not supposed to hit every single week, right? I hit 4 of them. I believe I missed 2 because I lost the pages from the first week of the year, and I think I hit one of the Packers
How
Eagles
many
game.
did you
But
hit, you
whatever,
say?
I hit 4.
4 of them of
So your
54.
odds were, your odds on the 7 you hit plus 1100, plus 1050, plus 650, plus 800, plus 800, plus 860, plus 800. Well, 779 is that last one.
Mhm.
And then for my 4, I was a plus 900, a plus 1300, and 2 plus 700s. So when you take that into units, you would have used 54 units to bet on these. With Matt, you would have won just the winnings on those 4 picks or on those 7 that he won was plus 6,071. But then you also hit on those other 7, so you get those 7 units back to you. So 67 units when you bet on 54. So you would have been plus up. You would have been plus 13 units if you would have bet on Matt's 4
There
picks
we
for the whole season.
go.
So that's pretty darn good if you're into building your units. We flip it to my side. With my 4, I was only plus 3,600. Then you get the 4 back, you're at plus 4,000 or 40 units. So you would have been minus 14 units if you bet on mine. So
Okay.
and if you would have bet on both, then you would have been down all of 1 unit.
Which isn't bad to be able to play a whole entire season of 4 pick parlays.
Absolutely. And like I said, I know there was at least one more in there because from on my side of it, but I couldn't
Mhm.
find the pages that had all that info on it.
Well,
So
and also the
anyway,
other thing too, I will just jump in here real quick
sure,
if you
yeah,
don't mind. It's
yeah,
also
go
like
for it.
we had so many times where it's like if we would have just taken one different pick, probably would have hit. But it's like we lost on so many 4 pick parlays just on one play, where it's just
I
one
lost a
leg.
4 pick parlay at San Fran and Seattle because DK Metcalf had gotten to 60 yards in every game and he ended the game with 59 yards. So
Yep.
that's another one right there. So there were a lot where it was like one catch away, 1 yard away, couple yards away. So yeah, I mean Mike Evans, I had Mike Evans to go for 90 yards and on his final game, he gets 89. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
like
that's the thing. That's the thing
how do you
too, where
predict
it's
these things?
like obviously it's betting, and we know this. You guys know this. You guys are watching. But there's definitely room for improvement on our end. But also, it's like he gets one extra yard. Like, and that a lot of the bets too that you had, especially, were 1 yard off. You had that a couple times. You were telling me about it, which was
Yep,
just stupid. Like for me, it's like, oh, cool, I picked one pick and it was just completely wrong, completely terrible. Didn't even come
sure.
close to happening. But for you, you were really close on a couple of them, and that would have easily, flipped this script around. Like if you could have one extra yard on all your bets, you'd probably hit a couple more, and you'd be close to me, if not surpassing me on these.
Well, and all it would take is a plus 1300, right? And then boom,
Yeah.
there's your 13 units.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So anyway, but so you were profitable, pretty profitable with your 4 picks. So good job on the season. Next, we're going to move into the teasers. We didn't start the teasers. We only made on the season 5, 10, 13, 17 teasers, allegedly.
17.
That can't be right. 5, 10, 12, 17. Yeah, I got 17 teasers written down. But
Yeah.
we did do a teaser for Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
So it wasn't exactly every week. And then we had another teaser for some other
It wasn't
special
Christmas. It was
special day
it
when there
was
was a bunch of games.
playoffs. We
Um,
had two in the playoffs.
But anyway, we didn't do teasers for the whole season. It was something we rolled out week 4, 5, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering correctly. So, um, Matt, you hit 4 teasers and you missed on 13 of them, but each teaser pays out plus 600. So for that, you were plus 2400
Nice.
on the teasers that you won, and with only making 17 of them, you were plus 15 units.
There we go.
So that's pretty good, right? And then we flipped to my side. I had one more teaser than you on the season, which I felt like I had more, but whatever.
You had one
Um,
more than me?
I only had one more. I hit 5.
Oh, okay.
I just had that three in a
Oh,
row
yeah, yeah,
stretch.
yeah.
So I went 5 and whatever this is, 12, 5 and 12. You
5
went
of
4 and
17,
13,
yeah.
5 of 17. Yep. And so I was plus 3,000. So for that, I was plus 18 units
Nice.
on the season, which is pretty darn good
Yeah, it doesn't
if
surprise
you're
me
playing the
either.
teasers.
I knew that your teasers, you hit on a couple more than I did because, like you were saying, you went on that hot streak with 3 weeks in a row where you just couldn't miss.
And that was when it was like these have to stick around because we're hitting them. Like
Yeah.
we have to keep doing these. And then you started hitting, and it was like really nice
Hmm.
because we had that stretch where we had I think it was 4 straight weeks where one of us hit a teaser.
And
Because then the
we had
week I
one
finally
week
missed
in
is where when
there.
you finally hit.
And we had one week in there where we both hit teasers too. Which
Correct.
that week was just huge.
Right. Okay, so then I'm going to go into prop parlays. So this is not the 4 picks. This is from our Sunday videos, my favorite video of the week. We
Hmm.
would give you guys out normally a 4 to 6 pick
I
prop
already
parlays.
know I got destroyed on this.
Um, we're gonna be off by a couple because there were weeks where Matt would only grab 4 or 5, and then there was weeks where Matt would grab 7, and then
Yep.
I tried to stick with 5 or 6 all season. But so we're not gonna have the same number as far as total picks. But we hit no prop parlays on the season, just so you guys know. But I was betting all the props I gave out. I was also betting as single bets. So
Hmm.
that's why we're going through this to see how we did just across the board on our bets. So, Matt, you made 101. You gave out 101 props across the 18 weeks. You hit on 39 of them.
That does not surprise me at all. The
You went
props were definitely not fun.
38.6% is your total. For me, I gave out 100, so one less, and I went 42 of 100. So that's pretty simple math for all you mathematicians out
Hmm.
there. 42% on the season. So not crazy, but also you got to remember with prop parlays, it's just like touchdown scores. Prop bets sometimes are plus money, some minus money, so it averages out. But sometimes 42% you can still somehow be profitable if you're getting a lot of plus money parlays in there or prop bets in there.
Yeah.
So, all right, switching over to touchdown scores. This was Matt's
No,
favorite thing on the
my
whole
favorite
season.
thing on the whole season, and I think you beat me on it too, which actually just makes me sad. But I am happy that I beat you on the 4 pick parlays. I'll take that.
Yes, you
And
did.
yeah, I mean the locks of the week thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. I actually thought I was gonna beat you on that though too.
Right. Okay, so
I
we
think
gave out Matt.
I think I gave out way more than you though, right?
You did,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
I
so
just wanted to
you
make sure.
gave out
Here.
310 touchdown scores on the
Holy
season.
Lord.
That counts for the Sunday video where we give out the 6 picks
Yeah.
touchdown score, and then also the touchdown scores we gave out in every single primetime
And
video,
I was
just for you,
doing
like straight up to
mainly
score.
4, and you were doing 3.
Yeah, I was doing 3 all season
How
till
many
the
did you
playoffs.
have?
I ended up making 266, so
Okay.
54 less than you.
54 less. Okay.
Um, so then you went 111
Yeah.
of
See.
310. So 35.08% is your percentage.
Yeah.
I went 106 of 266. So I was only 5 behind you in how many I got right,
Yeah.
but I gave out 50 less. So
Now,
I was at just short of 40%,
did you go
39.8.
through and look at all the odds? I'm guessing you didn't because it'd be
I
really
did not,
hard
because
to. Yeah.
some of them I didn't even write down all the
Well,
odds. I
and
just
if
wrote
you
down
didn't
the
write
name.
it down, you can't really go back and look like week 3. What
Nope.
were this guy's odds to get a touchdown? Because
I'm sure there's a
all I'm
service
gonna
that does
say,
that, but I don't know
yeah,
where that's
all I'm
at.
gonna say is you did hit almost as many as me, but almost every single game you were taking the favorites. So cool, you get your money back and get another bonus. Well, let's just say it's your money back and a bet, right? So um, good for you. A lot of mine though were like plus 200 to plus 180 is like around that area is kind of what I did all season. So I don't know. Like obviously I'm not going to come out here and be like I'm exact. Like I know that I broke even, but I think I did come pretty close to breaking even on the 111 out of
I feel like
300.
we both did, because there were a couple games you'll remember it, even like we saw it in the playoffs a lot, but there were some regular season games where we were like both looking at it like the book expected to be low scoring, and
Yep.
it's like only one player in it was minus money, everybody else was plus money,
Mhm.
and then we'd go hit 3 or 4 touchdown scores if it happened to be like a big game. And I was taking Terry McLaurin a lot over the season,
Yeah.
and he was plus money quite a bit.
A
B
couple
Rob was
games he
plus
was
money a
plus
bunch.
200 too.
So, and like I remember, I don't know if it was McCaffrey's first game back or one of McCaffrey's games, he was plus money. I think he hit on that. So anyway, there was a bunch across the season. I think if you're around 40%, like you were at 35, I was just short of 40. I think you're profitable because of how plus a lot of touchdown scores
And
end
the
up being.
fact that you
So
can't really like depending on the game obviously every game's different, but there are a lot of primetime games where
sure.
like you were saying, you have one guy that's minus money and we take
Yep.
3 and I take 4. So if you're hitting on
Yeah.
two of those guys and the favorite doesn't actually score a touchdown, you're getting plus money on both those guys that you hit. So
Correct.
and some of them, like some of the guys that I took, were plus 200, plus 300. So there, and you took a couple guys that were plus 180, 220. Like that
Yeah.
happened a lot. And when that happens, that gives you, a 30% like on the end of the day. Like obviously, if I bet 300 and or if I bet 300 and hit on 100 of them and it's plus 300, that's going to be a ton of money. That's going to be a plus, 100 units at the end of the day.
Sure.
So it's still profitable. I can't sit here and tell you that I did break even. I'm not sure. I didn't keep track of all of them, but
I know that at the end of the season, I was plus on across the board on all my bets. That's what I know.
mhm.
I had a surplus, so that's how I know that I broke even on the season and I made money on the season. Right. Um, we'll move along. So this is our 4 pick parlay, just the picks inside of them.
Oh, okay.
So how you just did on your picks. You went 106 of 216 total picks. You gave out 216. You hit 106. Pretty darn good. 49.07%.
There we
Just
go.
short of 50%. So if you would have just taken Matt's picks in his 4 pick as single bets, you would have done all right. Still not profitable, but then again, some of the
Yep.
props can also be plus money, so that does tweak the numbers a little bit. And then on my side of it, I gave out the same amount, 216, because we did the same amount of 4 pick parlays, and I was 111 of 216, so just
Hey,
edged
there you
out.
go.
51.3% was the final percent for that. So honestly, for giving out 4 pick parlays, which I don't think a lot of people give out 4 picks, they
They
do
don't.
like a 2 pick parlay or something. That's not bad to go 50% on our picks, and then to give. I mean, you were plus whatever I said, 13, 14 units on the season, and
hmm
then I was minus 13. So
And that was just
um,
on the four
I
pick parlays themselves. But like you were saying, if you're actually betting these things singly, though,
right,
it
exactly,
can
and
be
then
it is profitable, and we know it. Like we can look at the 49% and be like, oh, it's not profitable, but it's not like we're just taking straight money bets.
correct,
Like we're
correct.
taking some bets. You're taking some guy to throw 2 touchdowns. You're taking a quarterback to throw 2 touchdowns, and he's plus 180 because he's playing against a good defense.
hmm Or you're taking a guy to throw a pick or something, right?
Yep,
Who
exactly. And
doesn't throw picks,
hmm
and so it's plus tons of money. So Um,
no, guaranteed.
go going back to your touchdown scores. So, like I said, you were 35%. I have to honorably mention in the touchdown score parlays we gave out on Sundays, only one was hit on the season. That was my boy MattyBets. Matt, that thing hit for a plus 7,500. If you would have
Massive.
made if you would have made a touchdown parlay every single week on Sundays with one unit, that would have paid you back 75 units. You would have only made 18 of them across the whole season, so you would have gained 58 units on the season just by hitting that one touchdown score parlay.
And
And
at
like I
the end
said,
of the
plus
day,
7,500, it was pretty sweet.
and for us too, that's why we do them. right? You could have bet both of our touchdown parlays the whole entire season. All you need is one to hit
Yep.
and you're even. And we talked about this. We've talked about it last year before we even started this YouTube channel. We talked about like the massive payout is huge if you can get 5, 6 or 7 touchdown scores all to hit on one Sunday.
Hmm.
Because it'll pay you back for the whole entire year. And let's just say you can hit 2 or 3, then you're super
Right.
profitable, and it's just kind of stupid where it's like all you have to do like, and when we do take these, it's obviously educated guesses because we don't know
Hmm.
who's going to score. It's educated guesses, but it's also, yeah, sometimes you have to get a little lucky. And
Well,
if you
and
can get lucky 3 times.
that short got a comment, and the guy said he threw $30 on it. It was what, $2,000? He's like, "You guys must be from the future." So that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it was
Like
cool. It was a
that
great week.
definitely changed that guy's freaking week of gambling.
Exactly. I will say if you're throwing $30 on a parlay like that, though, obviously you're throwing money. You're playing with some big money, in my opinion. You're throwing $100, 200 to 500 on like your locks and like your straight bets. But still, shout out to that guy who's actually just like, hey, yeah, I like these bets a lot. I'm gonna throw $30 on it. He won 2.5 grand. Like, good for him. Like, that's what we're here for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I had to mention that because that was one of the biggest. That was the biggest bet of the season that hit for us. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving over to over unders and spreads. This is strictly from the primetime games
Okay.
because we picked the over under and spread for the whole season, right, Matt?
Yep.
Do you want to guess at who did better on? Oh, just start with over under.
Over under. I think I did better.
Okay, and then on spread.
I think you did better.
Okay, so we both gave out 54 picks
Okay,
total.
well, give me a
54
second.
for the over
Give me
under.
a second to write this down. This is like the
Okay.
most
All
important
right.
thing
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
made more of these bets than like any other bet. So
Yeah. So we each gave out 54 over unders and 54 spreads on the season. So
54. Okay,
you went 31 of 54 on over unders for a percentage of 57.4%, which is darn good. That's profitable. That's
yes
profitable
sir.
gambling. Then I went 26 of 54,
There we
not
go.
profitable gambling at
I feel like I just
48.1%.
called this like.
Yeah, no, so shout out to you. Well done. That was pretty incredible. Then we flip it to the
Yeah,
spread,
let's
right?
flip it to the spread where Alan's gonna
Same
kill me on
54.
this. Yeah.
You went 29 of 54. So,
Whoa.
yeah,
Okay, I'm actually impressed with myself there.
53.7%. So that's right around profitable. I believe 52% is profitable. So you're touch over profitable. Um, and then when we flip it over to me, I went 32 of 54
There you go.
for a 59.25% hit rate. So that's
There
the
he is.
highest hit rate of anything across the board for all these bets. But
Yeah, well,
anyway, so I added up.
59% is insane.
Yeah, that's we're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's move to Vegas and do it. That's just a good year though. We'll see if I can do that again
Well,
next season.
exactly, and that's what I was kind of saying too. It's like I was excited about how the year went. We both are,
Hmm.
obviously, but it's one year, and maybe this was our lucky year, right? We don't think so. Like you and I, we're very confident in what we do here. So
Correct.
we don't think it's just one lucky year. We think we can actually build on this year and do better next year and learn
Amen.
from a couple of the mistakes. Like we talked about, you're the junior here. I'm the freshman, sophomore, and
Hmm.
next year you'll be the senior, and then I'll be the junior. So it's like it's gonna keep going like that. Where the more years you get under your belt, the more you start noticing trends. The more you start noticing, like where the book's devaluing somebody that you value pretty high, and you can really just take advantage of that.
Absolutely. And first year, really having to do like deep dive research every single week and finding a method of how you like to research what you're going to trust, what you're not. And so going into next season, you've already got that floor to work with. You already know what you're doing going in, you know?
Yep. And as we know, week one is always different. Like week
Correct.
one is you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and waiting for something to stick. Because week one is always different. Like obviously you have some teams like, you have like the juggernauts of teams, like the top 6 teams, they're all gonna play well and you expect them to.
Right.
But then every other team, it's all unknown. They have new weapons, they have new pieces, they have new coaches, new coaching staff. Like there's so many different moving parts that go in to make a great season. Like this year going into it, nobody thought the Eagles were going to win the whole entire thing. Again, guess what? They signed Saquon, and now their stock goes up a little bit higher. So
Hmm.
it's always fun in the off season to kind of when you're in that mindset of like, hey, we're going to be betting on this all year. What teams are we
Right.
higher up on? And that's what we did last year with the whole prediction video and the schedule breakdown for every team. and we'll
Mm-hmm.
be doing that again this year too. It's one of those things where you can go down and break down the whole entire team after, like right before the preseason, right after all the moves have been made. Everybody's had their camps and all that kind of stuff, and you just get to really just sit back before the season starts, before the first kickoff, and just evaluate every team from what you think's going to happen, and then you correlate with it later on. And the only pick that was like spot on for me at least was because I thought the Falcons would do a little bit better than they did, but it was the
Sure.
Patriots, and I said the Patriots aren't winning more than 4 games. They won 4 games. There you go. They're over under was set at like 4.5, and I said take the under. They're not winning more than 4, and it cashed. So
We missed terribly on the Jets. We both thought they would do crazy good.
they should have.
And we thought the Niners would do a lot better. But we called the Rams to win the
Yep.
West, which people will say, oh well, nobody knew the Niners were going to get hurt, and I would counter, nobody knew Cooper Kupp and Puka were going to
Well,
get
you
hurt
were
week
the only
2.
one that took the Rams to win that division because I had the Niners winning it and the Rams coming in second and still making the playoffs.
Okay.
That's
And
the
then
only
I
thing
will
that I
say
was right
the
about.
other one that I was right about, well, had a couple. I had the Buccaneers taking that division. I was super
Yep.
right about that. I had the Falcons missing the playoffs. I was right about that. And I told everybody from Jump Street, Bears are missing the playoffs, and they did.
You said
And
that from
take
day one.
and and take the under on their wins. And guess what? They didn't win 8 games.
No.
So,
And you were definitely right about that too. Like you said, the Bears are not going to be as good as people think that they're going to
mm-mm.
be. Caleb Williams is still a rookie at the
Not in
end of
his
the
first
day.
year. Not in his
Yep.
first year.
Yeah,
Sorry about it.
and you hit
So,
on that 100%.
mhm.
So,
All right, so
yeah,
then
shout out
if
to
you
you on that.
added if you added the over under and spreads together, you got 108 total picks. Matt, you went 60 of 108 for a 55.5%, and I went 58 of 108 for a 53.7. So when you combine them, you did better than me. It's because you were 57 and 53, and I was a 59 with a 48. So
Yeah.
you edged me out because my over unders were not as good as I guess I thought they were. I think I took too many unders. I don't know.
No, you
I
definitely
was
did.
taking a lot of overs
As
down the
soon as you
stretch
said
too.
that and you were talking about, over unders, I'm like, I know I beat him on this because you took a lot of the unders, and I was on the overs all year. And if I didn't like an over, I'm not taking it. Like, I'm just
Sure,
not going to bet it for the Sunday videos at least. Like the prime time, obviously, I was just on pretty much every over. I had a couple unders in there that I hit on, but
sure.
for the most part, it was. I think the game's going to go over. I think it'll be high scoring. You got young teams, young players. It's just going to be a shootout, and it's going to be fun.
Right. Okay, let's jump into playoffs, Matt, and we'll
All
see
right.
if we were able, if we got hot going into the playoffs, and then we carried that heat through, or if we got cold and fizzled out once
I
the
think
road
we were
games
kind of
mattered.
cold the whole time, but we'll see.
Okay, so over under, Matt. We both go 5 of 13. There were 13 playoff games, including the Super Bowl. So 5 of 13 for a 38.5% win rate. So not great.
No.
We switched to the spread. We both 5 of 13 for 38% again, which is kind of crazy. We had the same record for over under
I
spread.
think we also
Uh,
took the same bets most of the time.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think we were
Agreed.
just copying each other for every game.
We were in pretty much lockstep. So then we'll flip to touchdown scores for the playoffs. Um, you gave out 50, I gave out 51. That's because I was doing 4 per game.
Hmm.
Um, you went 16 of 50 for a 32%. I went 20 of 51 for
There you go.
39.2%. So I edged you out a little bit there. The playoffs are always a different animal, different
They are.
beast, and sometimes the guys you expect to go out there and score don't, and then sometimes you have a game like the Commanders against Detroit where everybody basically scores.
Hmm.
So you never know. So then we'll move over to the 4 pick parlays throughout the playoffs. We each hit on one of them. For your picks, though, straight up, we both gave out 52. You went 24 of 52 for 46%. I went 20 of 52 for 38.5%. We each won one. Yours was a plus 850, which if you would have bet a unit on every single one of those, you would be minus 3.5 units throughout the playoff run.
Hmm.
And then mine was a plus 1300. I think we both hit on that.
It was the Rams game.
The Rams Eagles game. Yep. So I went 1 of 13 just like you did, but mine would being 1300. I was plus 1 unit on the 4 picks if you just took them through the playoffs. So
Hmm.
anyway, now here's the full season total. When you add in the playoffs and the regular season, we'll go with over-unders first. Matt, you went 53.7%, 36 of 67 total picks. I went 46%, 31 picks of 67. For the spread, you went 50.7%, so you still broke 50%. That's huge. 34 of 67. When you flip to me, 55.2%, 37 of 67. touchdown scores, Matt, total on the season, you gave out 360. You hit on 127 of them for 35.27%. I gave out 317, so I caught up to you kind of. I was still behind by 40 something. I hit 126 for a 39.7%. And then for the 4 picks, total picks, 130 of 268. You gave it 268. We both did for 48%, and I beat you out by 1 pick, 131 of 268 for 48.8%. 4 pick wins full season. You were plus 6,900. 8 wins, 67 units. You were plus 10 units across the board. And then for me, plus 4,954. 5 wins, minus 13 units.
Not too bad, in
So
my
there
opinion.
you have it. I mean, there's your numbers down there for you in black and white. Obviously, locks of the week 55.5% exactly. That is pretty darn good. That's profit, baby. If you were riding with Matt's over unders on the season, profit. If you're riding with my spreads on the season, big profit. Um, so, and that was the 2024/5 NFL season, man.
And we had fun doing it. We were profitable at the end of the day, and we're just gonna try to catapult this thing to next year and just do better. That's kind of what you do in life in general. Is like, hey, how can I be better next year? And that's what we're going to be doing next year too. And we hope that all of you guys come back, join us again for that, and hopefully we get a lot more friends to join in and stuff like that too. But uh, yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. I think it was great. Shout out to you for being accountable, and to me, we were actually able to come and do this all season. I mean, it was every week. We missed a couple videos here and there, uh,
Yep.
but I mean, it's our first season. There's going to be growing pains. There's going to be life happens. So you're not going to be able to be
Scheduling
perfect.
conflicts.
Exactly. hmm
Yeah.
Good way of putting that.
Yep. So, but I had a great time, Matt. I hopefully the viewers that ended up watching, the regulars that came back for most of the videos, hopefully they had a good time watching and you guys enjoyed it. And either you learned something, or you made some money, or you know, obviously you came back, so you appreciate our insights on something. Um, but yeah, there's the breakdown for you. I don't know many pro gamblers that or people that I watch on YouTube that come out and give all their percentages for all their picks on the season. I haven't seen any of them do it. So, but there you have it for us. Over under, Matt was killing it. Spread, I did good on it. Matt did good too. 50.7% across every pick. So,
hmm
and on the regular season alone, you were 53% on your spread as well. So it's like profit, profit if you were just on Matt the whole way. And then our 5 teams, I was shocked when I saw that, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's the most shocking thing of this whole when I was tallying it off. I'm like, so the locks of the week, because I thought that was going to be like our peak number, and then when I
Yeah.
looked at the locks, the 5 teams we brought, and our numbers were better across the board on that. I was like, dang, that is
Yeah.
kind of psycho.
So yeah, we'll try to figure out something for next year to switch it up a little bit. Maybe we can get a different percentage next year. But yeah,
I don't know. Maybe we bring 7 teams
could be.
and we lock in 5. I don't know. I don't know, right?
hmm
But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for tuning in. Cooper, make sure you comment down below the best way to pay you: Cash App, Venmo, and as soon as you comment that, we'll send that $100 over to you. Congratulations again, and thanks for riding with us, guys. We do appreciate it. As always, Matt, what do we do here?
we protect the bag. We beat the book, and we have fun doing it.
And we look real good doing it. That's right. That is right.
But until we come out with our hockey videos and our NBA videos, which you guys can catch right here on the channel, Adam will be doing NBA. I'll be doing NHL. Um, you know, have fun, enjoy the wins, and we'll catch you guys in our next videos.